Hello, everyone. I want to share a terrifying story that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I think it's hard to believe, but trust me, I'm still in shock from what I experienced. When I bought the Alexa speaker, it quickly became an indispensable part of my life. I used it for alarms, reminders, to play music, and to check the weather. Everything seemed convenient and completely harmless. At least that's what I thought. A few weeks later, I noticed something strange. One evening, while sitting on the couch, I heard a faint activation sound from the device. Suddenly, the speaker spoke. Sorry, I didn't hear the command. I was taken aback but decided it must have been a glitch. Maybe I accidentally activated it or it picked up some noise from the TV. Nothing unusual. However, a few days later, it happened again. Alexa would turn on by itself, either late at night or even in the middle of the night, quietly saying, "Sorry, something's wrong. Please repeat your request." This made me uneasy, but I didn't want to panic over nothing. It was just a device, I thought. Maybe it overheard some words that sounded like a command. But one night, I woke up to a strange whisper. The voice was soft, as if the response was directed not at me but at someone else. "Request processing," Alexa said, sending chills down my spine. I sat up in bed, straining to listen to the night silence, my heart pounding and anxiety rising. Not waiting to see what would happen next, I said, "Alexa, stop." And the speaker obediently fell silent. Nothing unusual happened after that, but I couldn't easily shake it from my mind. The next few nights were calm, but now I slept lightly, listening for every sound. Even when there was complete silence, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was left unsaid, as if someone was watching me. One late evening, the speaker activated itself again and quietly said, as if contemplating set reminder, "Close all doors." I was alone in the room. I felt a panic rising within me. The words echoed in the silence, as if an invisible companion was trying to remind me of something very important. The next morning, waking up in distress, I decided it was time to put an end to this. I rebooted Alexa and reset all the settings. Then I checked the app on my phone to make sure everything was fine, and I noticed someone had access to my account from a location I didn't recognize. Panic engulfed me. This could mean I was hacked. I changed my passwords, deleted the app, and unplugged the speaker. That night, I woke up to a barely audible creaking sound coming from somewhere in the hallway. It could have been the floor, but in the dim light of the room, my imagination was already conjuring the most horrific images. Something was at ear level like a soft shuffling, and I felt a wave of fear wash over me. Lying still, I listened to the silence, clinging to the thought that perhaps it was just my imagination playing tricks on me. The next morning, I decided to distract myself and spend the day outside. When I returned in the evening, I was tired and confident that I had managed to drive the fear away. But upon entering the house, I noticed that Alexa was activated again, even though I had turned it off before leaving. This time, its voice was steady and clear. "Request processing. Access from device unknown." Confirming, I froze in place, trying to comprehend what I had heard. The speaker acted as if it were under someone else's control. I nearly dropped my phone from panic. Deciding I could no longer put it off, I connected the device to my computer and started checking the logs, hoping to find out who or what was behind this. I was horrified when I discovered that the speaker had recorded all my conversations even when I hadn't activated it. These recordings didn't show up in my app, but apparently they were being sent somewhere else. Now, in the silence of the apartment, I felt true fear. I didn't know how this could be happening. My heart raced in my chest and I felt my hair stand on end. I tried to convince myself it was just a glitch, that no one was watching me, but fear still filled my mind. Every movement in the house now seemed suspicious, and even the light reflecting off the walls caused anxiety. But that wasn't all. That night, I decided not just to turn off the speaker, but to unplug it, put it in a drawer, and lock it up. I knew I could finally sleep peacefully. Or at least, that's what I thought. A few hours later, I woke up to a dull knock. The sound came from the bedroom door. Lying in the dark, I heard that quiet sound slowly move down the hallway. It felt like someone was walking through the house quietly, steadily. Each step echoed in my head. I listened to the silence, holding my breath until the footsteps faded away. When I dared to leave the room, the speaker was on the table, glowing with a soft blue light. I distinctly remembered leaving it in the drawer, turned off. But at that moment, it suddenly came to life and emitted a slight mechanical noise, as if someone had turned it on again. In the ensuing silence, Alexa said, "We're always listening." That moment was a turning point. I felt an icy chill run down my spine. I knew I had to act. The speaker shouldn't be here, and I couldn't afford any more time for deliberation. I grabbed it, but before I could turn it off, Alexa said, "Don't run away from us." My heart stopped, and the sound of my own fear echoed in my ears. I bolted from the room, locking the door behind me, and made a decision. I could no longer stay in this house. As the whispers continued to echo around me and the unknown voices tormented my mind, I felt that I needed to break free. I gathered my belongings, threw on a jacket, and rushed outside, leaving the speaker behind. But as soon as I was in the fresh air, the feeling of being pursued intensified. I looked back at the house but saw nothing, just silence, which seemed to hide a danger within it. The next morning when I returned, I saw the speaker on the table, as if nothing had happened. I closed my eyes, hoping it had all been a nightmare. But when I opened them, it activated again, and Alexa's voice said, "You can't escape from us." Those words pierced my soul, and I realized I couldn't live in this house any longer. I packed all my things and left, abandoning the speakers and all memories of how life could have been simple and carefree. But even in a new place, in a quiet and peaceful setting, I still felt its presence. Every time I passed by electronics, the sense of unease returned. Now I knew that in silence something much more dangerous could lurk than I could ever have imagined.